So everyone wants to know what the big secret is on how to make money in your 20s, and especially how to become a millionaire in your 20s. And believe it or not, it's not as hard as you think. Being a millionaire is kind of sitting up there on a pedestal, like it's the hardest accomplishment to do. But to be 100% transparent with you guys, I'm 22 years old today, and literally when I was 19 years old, I had no idea how to even make a bunch of money online, and I was still working a 9-to-5 job. But today, I'm gonna give you guys 5 big tips on how I was able to accomplish this milestone in my life at such a young age. And most people, they think that, you know, becoming a millionaire in your 20s just means going out, living a lavish lifestyle, doing whatever you want, spending all the money on girls, on bottles at the club, traveling the world and doing whatever you want. But that is not the case, guys. Even though I've traveled the world, I've been to Amalfi, I've been to Rome, I've been to Mykonos, I've been, you know, all over the place. I didn't spend a bunch of money to do all that stuff. That's the dumb thing to do. Smart people, what they do with their money is they learn how to leverage it. They learn how to leverage every aspect of their life, because spending the money you make is probably the dumbest thing that you can do. So step 1, guys, this is gonna be an extra step actually. Step 1 is to use the money you're making right now, whether that is you work a job, maybe you have a business, whatever it is you're doing, however you're making the money, don't go blow it right away. Reinvest the money back into your business, or reinvest the money into making your first business. So the first tip that I want to give you guys is going to be, you have to be able to sacrifice who you are today for who you want to become. So most people, you know, you might be working a job right now, maybe you have a bunch of distractions around you, all your friends want you to go out, do a bunch of dumb stuff, and you're not even willing to sacrifice those little Friday nights or those little Saturday nights to stay in and work. You know, work on getting better, maybe read a book or 2. Listen, if you can't even read a book, you have to think like, damn, am I really gonna be able to make a bunch of money? I can't even sit down and finish a book that multi-millionaires are telling me to read. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich, and Napoleon Hill literally interviewed, I think it was like 400 millionaires in the 1900s. And to be a millionaire in the 1900s, you have to believe that that was a difficult task to do. So if you don't think that that book is an important book to read, and you're not even willing to sit down and read it, or even listen to it, there's literally apps where you can listen to the entire book. You can be in the gym, you can be driving to wherever you gotta drive to, you can be in the bowling alley. I'm here in a bowling alley where I live. It's freaking, you have 2 bowling alleys here, and if you can't even sit and like listen to something while you're doing other tasks, then your first step is that you can't even stay focused, and you're not willing to sacrifice little things. Like, instead of listening to music in the gym, listen to a podcast, listen to an Audible book, listen to something that's gonna get you closer to that next stage you want to do in life. Like, when I used to work a job, I used to get like punked on, people would make fun of me just because I didn't want to go out to the bars, I didn't want to go out and get drunk, I didn't want to go out and waste my time after work. We'd get off like at 2 a.m. They're like, oh, just come to our crib, come to the kickback, and come to our garage. And I'm like, I don't want to go to a garage and just get drunk. I want to go home and either sleep and get some rest for the next day, or I want to at least work towards something that I'm trying to work towards, which at that time was building my business. So you have to be able to sacrifice the little things today to achieve whatever you want to do in the next day. So that is step number 1, is going to be sacrifice. Step number 2 is you have to be committed. A lot of people, they think you just need the information, or you just need to do little tasks here and there and you can half-ass it. But I mean, that's not the case, guys. You have to be 100% committed, and to show how committed you are, you have to have some kind of sacrifice. So it kind of trickles down into the same one. So if you're not committed in what you want to do, I mean, you even getting it done, it drops the odds of that ever happening tremendously. So you have to be committed in whatever business you're trying to do, whatever venture you're trying to start. Maybe you don't even want to do business, right? Maybe you're trying to go to school. When I get a high education, you're going to, you know, a high prestigious school. My business partner Sean, he graduated from Cornell. So you don't have to start a business right away. If you want to go to school, you like education, then, you know, by all means get an education, but make sure you're going to be committed to it. Because if you can't have any kind of commitment within your life, it's going to trick down to every other thing you want to do. If you can't commit in the gym, the odds of you committing to building a successful business, the odds are going to be much, much lower. So you have to be committed in whatever it is you're going to try and pursue. The third tip is going to be purpose. So for example, me, I love helping people with their credit. I love showing people what they can do with credit. And the reason for that is because when I was growing up, you know, I'll take you guys on a little walk here, show you guys around before I get into this little story. So we have a bowling alley here. Make sure wherever you live, you enjoy where you're living. I'm actually gonna try and hit this real quick for you guys. Honestly, guys, I'm pretty surprised that I even hit that, but I'll show you guys around a little bit. But where I was at was you have to have some kind of sense of purpose in your life. You know, the industry that I'm in, I help people with their credit. I show them what they can do with credit. And the reason for that, most people might not know, you know, we have a little ping pong table here. You guys like ping pong? Or huge, I don't even know what this game's called. I haven't played it since I was like 3 years old. But we got a pool table here too. You know, over here, you know, you can order some coffee. On Saturdays, they have like little parties here for the people who like to drink and get their, you know, they like to get drunk all the time. So it's not for me. But you have to have a sense of purpose, right? So for me, you know, the industry that I'm in, credit, help people with their credit. I show them what they can do with credit. The reason for that is because when I was growing up, my mom was always struggling with her credit because, you know, maybe we couldn't get somewhere to live every now and then because her credit was poor. We'd be at my grandma's house or my aunt's house or her friend's house or just all over the place, right? And it wasn't because she didn't have a job. My mom worked extremely hard, but it was because of her freaking credit score, we couldn't get a place to live. So because of that, when I was 18 years old, I committed at that stage in my life that I was gonna commit to learning credit because I wanted to not have to go through those pains. Take a seat over here. I don't even know what this game is, but you throw some sand on there, you just toss them over. It's actually harder than you think. But because of this, you know, I was always committed to learning how to leverage credit because I didn't want to go through those same pains my mom went through. So you have to have a sense of purpose. My purpose in life was literally just to not go through the same issues my mom went through. Because of that, it basically created a pathway for me to achieve success at a much younger age. So whatever your purpose is, if you think you can't create a business around it, it's probably because of lack of information or because you have shiny object syndrome. You see people succeeding in other areas and you think you need to go straight to those areas. That is not the case. So you have to have a sense of purpose. Whatever your purpose is, just understand that, you know, you can monetize it and you can create it into a business. You just have to commit. See how it all makes sense, right? You have to commit, you have a purpose, and you have to be able to sacrifice, you know, whatever it is you're doing today. You know, most people, they can't do that. So we've done sacrifice, commitment, and purpose. The fourth one is gonna be discipline. So a lot of people confuse discipline with sacrifice, and it kind of is similar, but I mean, just to give you guys an example, discipline is actually much easier than sacrifice because discipline is just doing things that you know you need to do, and they're not even hard to do them. People are just making up excuses onto why, you know, they're not gonna do it. Like this morning, I was super tired. I didn't want to go to my new trainer. I knew it was gonna be tough. I knew it was gonna be challenging. I had to drive there. You know, I had to figure out a way to get there, and I could have easily made up an excuse as to why I wasn't gonna do it. But the fact that I've been building my discipline for years and years and years, it allowed me to wake up today when I didn't want to wake up, and I went to the gym anyways. I went to my trainer when I didn't even want to, right? So you have to have discipline in whatever it is you're doing. And if you think that you can not have discipline in one area, it's cool to not be disciplined over here, you're just gonna be disciplined somewhere else, and that is a sign that you're lacking discipline. So, you know, try to master discipline no matter where you're at, every area of your life. If you have to go to the gym, go to the gym, right? You don't have to go every single day, but at least commit to going once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, you know, build up to that stage. You don't have to be an expert, you don't have to be disciplined in every single aspect of your life, but at least try and work towards it, you know, little bits at a time. You don't have to do it all in one day, right? There's a saying where, you know, you have to take sculpture effect in life. So the sculpture effect is essentially, you're chipping away day by day. You don't have to do the entire sculpture in one single day, right? When you're doing a sculpture, a real one, it's little chips at a time. It takes, you know, maybe weeks, maybe months, maybe years, maybe decades, right? You don't know. However big the sculpture is. So your guys' sculpture right now is building success in your life. So obviously it's gonna take some time. It could take a year, it could take 2 years, you know, no one knows. That's another thing. You have to not focus on how long something is gonna take. When I was first starting my journey in entrepreneurship, I used to always think, dang, like, I would wake up, I'm not at the stage I wanna be at, I haven't hit success yet, I'm not making all this money yet. And I started to realize that me worrying was taking over my entire thought process. So when I tried to work on my tasks, when I tried to work on building businesses, when I tried to work on myself, the thoughts of worry were literally taking over all the tasks that I had to do. So what I did was I literally became so self-aware of that, and I told myself, if I continue to worry how I'm worrying, I'm never gonna get any work done. So at that moment in my life, I literally told myself, I'm never gonna worry because I don't even care if it takes me until I'm 30 years old or until I'm 40 years old. I don't care how long it takes, as long as I'm working towards my goal and I'm working towards a purpose in my life. It doesn't matter how long it takes. All that matters is that I'm gonna get to that stage eventually. So you guys have to have a sense of purpose in your life. You have to be disciplined. And then the most important one, in my opinion, that most people don't talk about, is you have to have confidence. So most people, they're trying to work towards things, they're trying to work towards a goal, this is gonna involve you guys going out there, you know, getting on camera, maybe if that's what you have to do. You have to talk to people, you have to engage, you have to do a whole bunch of stuff, and it's gonna take self-confidence within yourself to believe that you can even have that happen for yourself. So it's a very difficult thing to build. You know, my entire life growing up, I didn't have much confidence as a kid. You know, I didn't really have much attention growing up, so my self-confidence was very, very low, very tiny. So the things that I did to make my self-confidence better was I literally just started doing things every single day that I realized made me feel good about myself. So this doesn't have to be on like how you feel about your looks or how you feel about, you know, whatever it is you're worrying about right now that's resulting in you having low self-confidence. You have to do things that make you, like, at the end of the night, you have to think, damn, you know, I really got all this done that I said that I was gonna get done. So for me, I realized that whenever I worked out, it made my self-confidence even higher. It wasn't that, like, you know, I had this dream body that I want in that same exact day. It was just that I told myself in my own head, damn, like, you know, I got that done and I wanted to get it done. So because I did that for many years, my self-confidence continued to grow. Same thing with reading. I would read every single day. I don't like reading. You guys might see me I'm posting books all the time, all these new books that I'm getting in. I don't like reading at all. If you, or actually most of you probably didn't go to school with me, but in case you guys went to school with me in elementary or middle school and high school, you have to get something called AR points in school. So AR points are basically points you get when you read books and you finish them, you take tests, and whatever you get on the test, that results in, you know, how many AR points you get. So in my school district, you have to get a certain amount of AR points every single grade in order for you to pass reading. So I hated reading so much, the only way I was getting AR points was if I read Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which is like one of the easiest books you can read, or I would pay people to take tests for me just so I can get my AR points. So I don't like reading, but I realized every time I read a book on personal development or a book that was gonna make my mind get better, it made me feel good. So I started to realize these little things that were making me feel good at the end of the day. Because if you put things off and you don't do them, you know, cool, but at the end of the day, it's just you and your thoughts. So if you and your thoughts are laying down in bed, you're like, damn, like, I feel like shit right now. Like, I didn't do the things that I know I could have gotten done. And they're very easy tasks. Like, it's not like I'm gonna go work out today, I'm gonna die. Like, it's not like it's gonna hurt me. It might hurt a little bit, but it's not like I'm gonna put a bunch of like pain on my own self to where I'm gonna like go through a serious injury, I'm gonna go through some serious pain, right? They're very easy tasks. And reading too. Reading doesn't hurt. It's not gonna cause any harm on me. It's not gonna put me back, right? They're very easy tasks. So most people, they have low self-confidence because at the end of the day, they know they could have done stuff, but they still don't do it anyways. So figure out what you know you need to do that is also easy tasks to do, and just do them. I promise you, if you do this for a few months, you'll start to realize your self-confidence is continuously growing, you know, day by day. So I hope these tips helped you guys. You know, stay tuned for the next video, because the next video, I'm gonna give you guys some real tactical tips on how you can start making money in your 20s, in your 30s, even if you're a teenager. So stay tuned, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.